I want to introduce to you the mayor-elect from the great city of Linden, Derek Armstead.
Friends, first of all, and I just look forward to working with Adrian. Like you mentioned earlier, we are both in the 22nd legislative district, and everything we do affects each other. We have to build a coalition from Linden to Plainfield. We need our Scotch Plains. We need our rollways, and every other town in this district. We need to come together to try to make life better for everybody. Now, I can't begin to tell you how difficult it was for me to become mayor in Linden. You know, 4 years ago I won the primary against all the odds, with no money incidentally, and went on to win the general election with, on the machines of course, by 49 votes, only to lose by 171 after absentee ballots were counted. But that didn't stop me. I persevered. I ran again in the primary this year with no money. We want to keep that. We want to keep no money with shoe leather, we called it. And I won the primary against all the odds. At that point, I was looking for the Democratic organization to come in and get behind me and support me 100%. Unfortunately, in Linden, that just didn't occur. So, but I'm an Armstead, don't you ever forget that. Okay. And we just kept on plugging away because we knew that a change was needed in Linden. And we don't particularly like the way or the direction that the town is headed in. And we believe that, that everybody should share in the prosperity of a town. Okay? My grandmother and grandfather came to Linden over 90 years ago. In fact, we were one of the first African-American families in town. Okay? And we have a connection to that town. We love that town. My grandmother told me when I first got elected, you're going to be Linden's first African-American mayor. You know, at the time, God rest her soul, but she stayed at the polls all day with me. Until the numbers were counted on the last machine. And she said, she gave me a big hug and a kiss, and she said, you're going to be Linden's first African-American mayor. And at the time, you just don't think about that kind of stuff. But I did remember that when I was campaigning with John Gregorio, that he walked and knocked on the door and he said, hi, ladies and gentlemen, this is Derek Armstead. He's probably going to be Linden's first African-American mayor. So him and my grandmother were pretty much on the same accord. And we've got some difficult and some tough times ahead of us in all these towns.
Right.
Financially, we are under a lot of duress. The industry is left, the taxes are high, the school systems need a lot of work. But one thing is for certain, you know, people still want to have safe communities, and we're here for that reason. And I think if we all work together, in Linden and Plainfield and Rollway, and we put our hearts into this, we can change these communities. I mean, we certainly can't leave. We can't afford to leave now. So we better hunker down and figure out what we have to do to make these towns safe and affordable for everybody. So with that being said, Adrian's a great guy. I want to thank him for all his support, because when no one else was supporting me, Adrian was there. Okay? And I do believe, not only Adrian, anybody else in this area, I'm willing to work with anybody. All you have to do is say that you want to make things better. And I'll work with you. Okay? I'm just tired of the negativity that exists in politics. All kinds of crazy things have happened to me during this, my attempt to become mayor. I mean, diapers came to my house. I mean, all kinds of ungodly things that, you know, and it's humbled me as a person. It really has. Okay? I do not look at my adversaries as my enemies. I look at them as somebody who, after I defeat, I want to sit down and talk to you, and let's figure out how we can move forward. It's not that difficult. All you got to do is want to move forward, and you can. I don't care who it is. I don't care who you say your enemies are in this business, and how ugly things may get. You just got to want to move forward. You gotta want to do it. And if you do it, if you sit down, you gotta find common. You can find common ground. You gotta want to do it though. And I think anybody, I don't care whether it's Plainfield, Linden, whether it's a Jerry Green, whether it's a John Hudak, or Chris Hudak, or political bosses, gotta want to move forward. And I just believe in my heart that you can find some common ground and move forward. You know. So if I bored you with all this sentimental nonsense, don't feel bad. I'm just tired. That's all.